What if it was you? Do you ever have an experience where it's even more than one person, maybe 2-3 persons are pointing fingers at, accusing fingers at you, telling you, yes, you're responsible for this, it's all your fault? How did you feel? Terribly bad, I'm very sure, because I remember, for me, I think it was when I was way younger. This thing is not limited to younger people alone. You find this act even among older people. Yes, I remember when I was way younger, I remember some set of persons lying against me. It was more like, yeah, lying against me, pointing accusing fingers at me, telling me, you caused it, it's all your fault and you're to be blamed. I felt so terrible. I felt really bad, and I think it was one of those moments I wish I was some kind of witch, or I had some kind of superpower, so I could just, treat their fuck up in a kind of way. Yeah. Like, it was so painful. Hi guys, how you guys doing? I'm sure you had a good time. I'm sure you're doing awesomely well. Yeah, once again, you're welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking blame games, the effects of blame games, and things that you can do to avoid it in case you find yourself indulging in this very wicked act. In case you find yourself doing this again and again, you're very good at it, you're expert. Sometimes you don't even like it, but you just find yourself doing it. Yes, so this vlog is for you. You want to watch to the very end. And before we go into today's vlog, do not forget to hit on the subscribe button. Yeah, I really want that. And do not forget to drop your comment. Do not forget to give me a thumbs up if you find this video impactful or helpful in any way. Finding yourself in a situation where people accuses you or blames you for something you're totally sure you're not supposed to be blamed for is very disrespectful, and it's very humiliating. You feel so bitter. I said that earlier. And do you know what? Imagine yourself having put in so much effort into a particular project or a task or assignment, and at the end of the day it doesn't go as planned. Probably there's a flop or something, and people begins to blame, accusing fingers at you. People begins to blame you for the failures, the flops, and all of that. Do you know how you'll feel? It's just so terrible. And this is why I'm doing this vlog, because honestly sometimes we do these things and we really don't care. We just do it to save our faces. We just do it to save our esteem. But honestly, you should consider the person who is on the receiving side. What if it was you? So people who play blame games, you find them using statements like, it's not my fault, you caused it. It's always you. Yes, you caused it, it's not my fault. If only you did this, if only you did that, or if you cared enough. It's always if you or you. It's never about them. Those are the ways you can identify people who play blame games. Also, they deny things a lot. They deny a lot. Who did? It's not me. It's always not them. So they deny a lot. They practice deny a lot. They are always excluding themselves from things. I'm not the one. I'm not interested. I'm not there. They are always practicing exclusion. And do you know one more thing is they are natural troublemakers. Now, to effects of blame games, honestly, blame game is very annoying. It doesn't give room for prosperous relationships. Honestly, it breeds room for hatred. Imagine somebody accusing you for something you shouldn't be accused of. You find it irritating. You find it disgusting. For me, honestly, an elderly person, I had an encounter with an elderly person. This woman, I worked for her. She was a superior to me. Okay, so we reported to another person who was the head boss, and just because she wanted to save her face for something she is totally faulty of, because there was something she should have handled and she forgot to handle. So because she couldn't handle what flop had occurred because of her failure to perform a task, she then blamed it on me. I was like, what? I was looking at her like, really? You are an elderly person. You're not even supposed to be caught in this web. And this woman repeatedly, confidently kept blaming me, accusing me, and all of that. And I was like, geez. I almost cried. In fact, I think I cried because the shocking thing about it was, if it was a mate or if it was somebody I could talk to, I would have given you hot, honestly. But this woman was an elderly person. But do you know what? Do you know the aftermath of that encounter? Ever since that day, I never greeted that woman until I stopped working with her. I never greeted her. I let her know, ma, you crossed your boundary. effort cup. I made her know. I never greeted her. She tried to make peace. So she came to me, sometimes you just have to. I'm like, yes, I understand what you did, man. It's okay. But that didn't change how I related with her. Because honestly, it's so painful, and I just couldn't forgive her totally. Or maybe I did forgive her, but I couldn't go back to the way we used to be. So that is what blame game does. It ruins relationship. That's number one thing. The second thing blame game does to you is it makes you not take responsibilities, because somewhere at the back of your mind, if it doesn't work well, you have somebody, you just blame it on somebody. You then don't take bold steps. You then don't watch out or put in your best into whatever thing you're doing. You think you're harming somebody, but you're harming yourself. In fact, more of the harm is coming to you because it begins to become a pattern of you. You're used to blaming people, and because that you will always have an escape, you then don't put in your best. You're sloppy, you're lazy, you're not going all out. This is what blame game does to you. But if you know at the back of your mind, it's either I do this or I take responsibility for whatever happens. Guy, you want to put in all your effort. You're going all in. You're giving it your 100. And that is the way to life. That should be the right approach to everything you do as a person. So you mingle with weaklings. Yes. People, I told you earlier, if you watched my last video, I told you likes attract likes. People like you, people who indulge in blaming others for things also gets attracted to you, because in a way, when you're supposed to be taking the lead role, when you're supposed to be performing your duties, you're hanging somewhere at the back of the corner, you always find people there. Yes, you're not the only one. There are many, and before you know it, you find yourself in their circles and you keep playing your game style way. Hey God, at the end of the day, you will be the perfect definition for irresponsibility. Please don't find yourself in this way. Please, I'm begging you, don't. The thing is, reasonable people, responsible people, people who knows what they are doing, people who takes responsibilities, they identify you. Yes, you might be doing it and people are not telling it to your face like, why did you do that? You didn't have to do that. Oh, that wasn't necessary. But everybody knows the truth. Even you yourself, you know the truth. So I would avoid you. If I find yourself in my company, I would avoid you. And people who are serious-minded will avoid you. So your kind of persons will naturally, find their roots into your life. That is the way it is. So please don't do it. And the last thing I'll mention is you become less creative. Do you know what it means to be creative? It means you can think, you can think outside the box. You are innovating, you can adapt, and you can adopt so many approaches to doing things. You can come up with ideas. That is what it means to be creative. If you are the type that you engage or you indulge in blaming others for flops and things when things doesn't go well, you can't find yourself in this circle, because already you have an escape. Yes, already you have an escape now, so there's no point going extra mile, putting all the extra effort and all of that. You may not know, my dearie, but that's the way it is, because it is somewhere at the corner of your mind. So even when you think you're putting in your best, guy, you are not putting in your best. Let's not deny, you're not putting in your best, because it is your habit, it is your practice, it is your personality. It has become a part of you. So why you think you're harming others, again I tell you, you're harming yourself. So all that said, how do we avoid? How do we stop? How do we lessen? Maybe we can't totally, stop it. Sometimes you want to save your face. You can't afford to just stand up to the mess you have made. So you just okay, that's it. Let's say, let me try and understand that. But how do we lessen? Playing blame games. How do we lessen blaming others? First of all, determine to be accountable. If you make yourself a person who is accountable, you can't find yourself in that space of making excuses or giving excuses or pointing accusing fingers at others or blaming others for things not working. Rather, you blame yourself, because you are on a mission, you are assigned to a task. You can't afford to flop. You can't. You are performing your duty at the same time you're monitoring others, ensuring they are playing their roles as expected. You are accountable because you have to report at the end of the day, and you can't afford to report rubbish. That is a person of accountability. Yes. So that is what it means. Determined to be a person who is accountable. You can read more on how to be a person who is accountable. You find information all around. You have to know that mistakes are unavoidable. Mistakes is normal. Nobody is an island where nobody is born perfect. Nobody is Jesus. Are you a god? You are not. Oh, you're not God now. So please, you're human. So it's normal that you make mistakes. Sometimes you don't perform as expected. Sometimes things don't go the way you plan, and things like that. So normalize it, okay? Put in your best in everything you do, but at the same time normalize that I'll put in my best, I'll do all I can, I'll go extra mile. But if it doesn't work well, I'll take responsibility. I tell you, if you begin to model your life that way, my dear, everything you do, mark it, if not everything, 88% of the things you do will turn out successful. It will turn out successful, because it's a mindset thing, okay? It's a mindset thing. Again, you want to practice empathy. If you are somebody who is empathetic, you can't afford to just something has flopped and you then start pointing fingers for no reason at somebody you shouldn't even blame. For you to do that naturally, it means you are not a nice person. You are not nice at all. You're not nice. So if you practice empathy, you show compassion, you put yourself in other people's shoes, it will help you a long way not to engage in playing game. Not to engage in blaming others, not to engage in such petty and unrespectable habits. And lastly, guy, be more solution oriented. Make yourself a person of solution. Make yourself a solution person. Do you know, if you make yourself a solution person, you are attracting so much positivity into your life. You attract people of value, you attract people of influence, you make yourself open for ideas, you make yourself open to collaborate with great minds. It's just everything positive. So please wake up every day. Tell yourself every time, I want to be a solution. It's even a major prayer point in the Christendom. I want to be a solution to the problems of nations. I want to be a solution to the problems of mighty men. Not a problem, a solution. Yes, I want to be a solution to the solution, because when you make yourself a solution person, not yamayama people of value looks for you. They find you, they come looking for you. So that is what it means, guys. I hope you find this helpful and useful in one way or the other. Yeah, this video may not be for you, but maybe for somebody you know. Recommend it for them. They need it. Take care of yourselves, guys. Have a good time until I come your way next time. Stay good, stay vibing, stay happy. Love you.